Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit into the world as it is? As if simply existing was never enough for you? Perhaps you sense that your emotions run deeper, your awareness stretches wider, and your sensitivity feels impossible to explain or teach. You may have spent years questioning why life seems to challenge you more intensely than others, why signs appear at unexpected moments, or why your intuition speaks louder than logic. This quiet inner knowing can feel isolating, even confusing, especially when the world around you tells you to be smaller, quieter, or more normal. If you've ever wondered why your path feels heavier yet strangely meaningful, you are not imagining it. In today's video, we explore the ancient understanding of the chosen ones not as superior beings, but as souls born with precise roles within the greater spiritual design of existence. If you are here now, there is a strong chance you already feel this truth stirring within you. We will uncover why chosen ones experience unusual signs, powerful intuitions, painful trials, and profound awakenings that shape their spirit and refine their character over time. More importantly, we will reveal that there is not just one type of chosen one. There is a vast spiritual diversity, like a living circle, where every soul carries a unique function that fits perfectly into the divine plan. By the end of this video, you will no longer see your life experiences as random or burdensome. You will begin to understand which role you embody and why your journey unfolded the way it did. This understanding does not inflate the ego, it dissolves confusion. It brings clarity to your struggles, healing to your past, and meaning to everything you have lived through. When you recognize your place within the greater design, your experiences stop feeling like wounds and start revealing themselves as initiation. If what you just heard resonated deeply within you, subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss any messages for awakening souls. Each video on this channel isn't created for entertainment, but to help you remember your true self, understand your soul's journey, and the role you carry in this life. And now, stay with me, because the story about to be shared isn't about everyone. It's for those who feel they're here not just to exist, but to transform. Section 1. The Protectors of Sacred Order. Among the many paths of the chosen, there exists a powerful group known as the Protectors of Sacred Order. This group includes the Guardian of Light and the spiritual warrior souls born with an instinctive and unwavering drive to protect, to defend, and to confront darkness wherever it arises. Their strength does not come from aggression, but from an inner knowing that certain boundaries must never be crossed, and certain truths must always be upheld. From early childhood, these individuals sense danger long before it becomes visible to others. They read the unseen language of energy, feeling the atmosphere of a room, the intentions of a person, or the hidden tension in a situation before a single word is spoken. Many experience vivid dreams, sudden inner warnings, or a powerful, unexplainable urge to step in and shield others, often without fully understanding why. Their intuition is sharp, immediate, and impossible to ignore. Life for the Protectors of Sacred Order is rarely calm or uncomplicated. They often face invisible opposition, emotional exhaustion, early experiences of injustice, and intense inner battles that force them to mature quickly. These challenges are not random, nor are they signs of misfortune. They are initiations. Each trial strengthens discernment, resilience, and moral clarity, shaping them into individuals who can stand firm when others falter. These protectors become living shields. Where they stand, truth rises to the surface, illusions dissolve, and hidden motives are exposed. Their presence alone disrupts imbalance and restores order, even when no words are spoken. If you have always felt compelled to defend the vulnerable, confront wrongdoing, or endure repeated tests that forged unshakable strength within you, then you are not imagining it. You belong to the protectors of sacred order, called not to seek peace at all costs, but to preserve it where it truly matters. Before we move forward, take a moment to feel into what you just heard. If these words stirred something deep within you, if you recognized your own instincts, struggles, or quiet courage reflected here, it is not by accident. Awareness is the first sign of remembrance, and recognition is how these paths begin to reveal themselves. If this resonates, support this message by liking the video and let your presence be felt. You are also invited to leave a comment sharing what stood out most for you, or simply type "I protect the light" as a quiet acknowledgement of your role. Your voice matters here, and your reflection may be exactly what someone else needs to hear as we step together into the next path of the chosen. Section 2. The Healers and the Bearers of Love. Among the many paths of the chosen, there exists a group whose power does not announce itself loudly, yet transforms everything it touches. These are the healers and the bearers of love, the spiritual healers, and the souls of love beings who carry the softest energy and the deepest compassion within the spiritual design. Their strength is subtle, but enduring, and their presence alone often brings a sense of safety, relief, and emotional release to those around them. From early childhood, these souls feel more than most. They sense pain that is not their own, absorb emotional weight without being told a single word, and intuitively recognize suffering hidden behind smiles or silence. Long before they understand why, people are drawn to them. Strangers confide secrets, friends release grief, loved ones lean on them in moments of vulnerability, instinctively trusting their ability to hold what feels too heavy to carry alone. Their gift heals without force or dominance. They do not fix, control, or demand change. Instead, healing flows through their presence, their voice, their gentle touch, and the intention they carry in their heart. Simply being near them can calm a stormed nervous system, soften long-held pain, or remind someone that they are not alone. They restore what is broken not by effort, but by resonance. Yet this path is not an easy one. Healers often walk through deep emotional exhaustion, repeated loss, and profound inner wounds of their own. They may feel drained, misunderstood, or taken for granted, wondering why they seem to give so much while receiving so little in return. This is not a sign of weakness, it is refinement. Their experiences shape discernment, boundaries, and wisdom, teaching them how to love without losing themselves. They came into this world to remind humanity that kindness still exists, that gentleness is not fragile, and that love is a powerful, transformative force. If you have always loved deeply, comforted others without being asked, felt the world intensely through your heart, and carried compassion even when it cost you, then you are a healer or a soul of love, and your presence is more important than you may realize. Section 3. The Awakeners of Truth and Vision. This group includes the awakeners of consciousness and the visionaries, chosen ones who are born with the rare ability to see beyond appearances and sense what lies beneath the surface of reality. They do not simply accept the world as it is presented to them. From a very early age, they question what others take for granted, noticing contradictions in beliefs, systems, and behaviors that seem invisible to those around them. Even as children, they feel that something deeper is unfolding behind everyday life, as if reality itself is layered and they are instinctively aware of the hidden patterns within it. Their awakening power does not come from force or persuasion. It flows naturally through their words, their ideas, and even their silence. When they speak, something shifts. Conversations deepen. People begin to reflect on their own assumptions. Their presence alone can stir discomfort, not because they seek to challenge others, but because truth has a way of gently unsettling illusions. They awaken others simply by being who they are. Because of this, they are often misunderstood. They may be labeled strange, intense, overly idealistic, or unrealistic. Their thoughts may seem too expansive, their questions too uncomfortable, their vision too far ahead of its time. Yet there is nothing abnormal about them. They are simply tuned to frequencies that others have not yet learned to hear. While some focus on what is visible and immediate, these souls naturally perceive underlying structures, future outcomes, and emerging truths long before they take form. Awakeners and visionaries see patterns before they crystallize and sense futures before they arrive. Their role is not to convince, argue, or prove. Their mission is to illuminate, to plant seeds of awareness that unfold in others when the time is right. If you have always felt that your mind stretches beyond the obvious, that your ideas challenge what is commonly accepted, and that your inner vision reaches further than the present moment, then you belong to this group. You are an awakener of truth, a visionary soul, here to expand consciousness simply by seeing clearly. Before we move forward, take a quiet moment to sit with what you've just recognized within yourself. The path of the awakener is not loud, rushed, or external. It unfolds inward, through awareness, reflection, and subtle shifts in perception. Ask yourself where your vision has already begun to change how you see the world, and where you may have been holding back your truth to remain understood. If this section resonated with you, I invite you to reflect in the comments and share what surfaced for you as you listened. And if words feel unnecessary, you may simply type, "I see beyond the surface." Your reflection matters, because awareness deepens when it is acknowledged. And from here, we move into the next path of the chosen, where this inner clarity begins to take on a different form. Section 4. The Messengers and the Observers. Among the many paths of the chosen, there exists a quiet yet profoundly powerful group known as the Messengers and the Observers. These souls are not defined by outward action or loud expression, but by their extraordinary depth of perception. They are born with an intuitive sensitivity so refined that they naturally attune to what lies beneath words, appearances, and surface reality. From early childhood, they receive information in subtle ways. Messages arrive through vivid dreams, repeating symbols, meaningful coincidences, and sudden inner knowing that feels unquestionable. While others search for proof, they simply know. They read energy effortlessly, sensing emotional undercurrents, unspoken intentions, and hidden truths without needing explanations or confirmation. The observer watches quietly, taking in details others overlook. The messenger receives silently, decoding meaning from the unseen. Neither feels the need to speak constantly, because they understand far more than they express. Their silence is not emptiness, it is awareness. Their stillness is not detachment, it is clarity. Because of this depth, they often feel different or even isolated. Not because they lack connection, but because they see too deeply to relate to the world in shallow ways. They recognize patterns in human behavior, cycles in events, and spiritual lessons unfolding beneath ordinary moments. This can make casual interaction feel draining, while solitude feels restorative. Their purpose is sacred and precise, to translate the invisible into understanding, to give language to what others sense but cannot articulate, and to gently reveal inner truths when the time is right. They are bridges between worlds, the seen and the unseen, the conscious and the subconscious, the spoken and the felt. If you have always noticed what others miss, felt guided by signs rather than logic, or understood situations without being told, you are not imagining it. You belong to the messengers and the observers, the quiet keepers of truth whose awareness shifts reality simply by seeing it clearly. Section 5. The silent leaders and the spiritual connectors. This group includes the silent leader and the spiritual connector, chosen ones whose influence is felt not through command or charisma, but through presence. They guide without pressure and unite without effort. There is nothing forceful about the way they lead. Instead, their strength lies in a quiet certainty that others instinctively recognize and trust. From a very young age, these individuals seem to steady the atmosphere around them. When emotions run high or situations grow chaotic, their energy naturally restores balance. They do not need to raise their voice, compete for attention, or assert dominance. People listen to them not because they demand authority, but because their calm feels grounding and their perspective feels true. Simply being near them creates a sense of safety, orientation, and reassurance, as if things will somehow work themselves out. Silent leaders and spiritual connectors also serve as unseen bridges. They bring people together who were never meant to meet by accident. Conversations flow through them. Opportunities align through their presence. Ideas, paths, and even destinies intersect because they were there at the right moment. Often, they do not realize the role they play until much later, when patterns become clear and connections reveal their deeper purpose. Their power is subtle, yet profoundly transformative. They do not seek recognition, yet their absence is always felt. If you have noticed that others naturally turn to you for guidance, clarity, or connection, if people confide in you, rely on you, or find their way through you without you ever trying to lead, then you belong to this group. You are a silent leader or a spiritual connector, shaping the world not by force, but by alignment. Before we move forward, take a quiet moment to feel into what you've just heard. Notice how this description resonates in your body, in your memories, in the way people have shown up around you throughout your life. Silent leadership is often overlooked because it does not announce itself, but recognition begins the moment you see yourself in it. If this section spoke to you, support the message by liking this video and let your voice be part of this space. You're also invited to share your thoughts in the comments, or simply type "I lead through presence" as a way of acknowledging your role. With that awareness anchored, we can now move into the next group of chosen ones and explore how their energy expresses itself in a completely different, yet equally essential way. Section 6. The Alchemists of Pain. This group stands apart because their mission is unlike any other. The alchemists of pain are not born to avoid suffering, but to move directly through it and to emerge transformed. Their path is shaped by experiences that would overwhelm many. Deep emotional wounds, early loss, rejection, betrayal, or profound injustice. From a young age, life seems to test them intensely, as if pressing on every vulnerable place at once. Yet instead of being destroyed by these experiences, they are refined by them. Pain becomes their teacher, not their prison. What makes the alchemist of pain extraordinary is their ability to rebuild themselves from their own ruins. Again and again, they are asked to let an old version of themselves fall away: beliefs, identities, relationships, or dreams, only to rise with deeper clarity and strength. They do not speak about suffering in abstract terms or borrowed wisdom. When they share insight, it carries weight because it is lived, embodied, and earned. Their words resonate because they come from someone who has walked through darkness and found meaning on the other side. Others are naturally drawn to them during moments of collapse. People sense that these souls will not judge, minimize, or offer empty comfort. The alchemist of pain understands despair, confusion, and grief at a cellular level. Their presence alone can feel stabilizing, as if pain is finally being seen and honored rather than avoided. Through their stories, others recognize that survival is possible and that suffering does not have the final word. At the deepest level, their mission is ancestral and collective. Alchemists of pain come to break cycles that have repeated for generations, patterns of silence, abuse, abandonment, fear, or unworthiness. They prove through their own transformation that nothing is wasted, not even the most painful experiences. Every wound becomes a source of wisdom, compassion, and strength that ripples outward to heal others. If your greatest strength was forged through hardship, if your scars have become gateways to understanding, and if your story has the power to help others feel less alone, then you are an alchemist of pain. Your journey was never meaningless. It was preparation for a purpose only you could fulfill. As we come to the end of this message, remember this truth above all else. Each of the 11 types of chosen ones carries a sacred and irreplaceable role within the greater design of existence. Some are here to protect, some to heal, some to awaken, some to guide, some to connect, and some to transform. No role stands above another, because every energy is necessary for the spiritual movement of life to continue unfolding in harmony. Together, these paths form a living circle, each one supporting the others in ways that are often unseen yet deeply felt. When you begin to recognize who you truly are, your life starts to make sense in a new and profound way. Your childhood experiences, your pain, your gifts, and even your greatest challenges were never random. Each moment shaped you, prepared you, and gently guided you back toward remembrance. This awareness is not meant to inflate the ego or separate you from others. It is meant to awaken consciousness, to soften self-judgment, and to remind you that you were never lost at any point on your journey. You were always finding your way back to yourself. Now, take a quiet moment and allow yourself to feel which path resonates most deeply within you. Do not overthink it. Your soul already knows. It always has. Trust the subtle pull, the quiet recognition, the sense of familiarity that rises when you hear your role named. That resonance is memory awakening, not imagination. We invite you to anchor this realization by sharing your voice. In the comments, clearly write this specific quote, "I remember who I am." Then share which type of chosen one you feel called to be. Your words may arrive at the exact moment someone else needs permission to remember their own truth. Your voice matters more than you realize. If this message resonated with you, support this collective awakening by liking the video, sharing it with those who may feel the same quiet calling, and subscribing to the Spiritual Flow channel so we can continue walking this path together. And when you're ready, watch the video below to go even deeper into understanding your role and how to embody it fully. Let us awaken together, not as separate paths, but as one living movement of remembrance, purpose, and truth.